Number 10. Orange, Texas. Founded in the mid-19th century along the Sabine River near the Louisiana border, Orange grew slowly at first, sustained by timber and river trade. By the early 1900s, lumber mills defined the skyline, and rail connections strengthened its regional importance. But it was World War II that transformed Orange almost overnight. The Consolidated Steel Shipyard built hundreds of naval vessels, swelling the population dramatically. According to U.S. Census data, Orange's population peaked in the mid-20th century before stabilizing. The 2020 census recorded just over 18,000 residents. After the war, shipbuilding declined, and petrochemical industries became central to the local economy. Over the decades, employment shifted toward manufacturing and refining, reflecting the broader industrial corridor along the Gulf Coast. Walking through Orange today, preserved historic buildings and riverfront spaces quietly reflect its maritime legacy. Public real estate records indicate median home values remain relatively affordable compared to the Texas state average, reinforcing its character as a working-class coastal community. Orange's story is not of disappearance, but adaptation, from timber to steel, and from wartime production to regional industry. Number 9. Nacogdoches, Texas. Often called the oldest town in Texas, Nacogdoches traces its origins to Spanish colonial settlements in the 18th century. Its strategic location made it a crossroads of Native American trade, Spanish governance, and later Anglo migration. Founded formally in 1779 as a Spanish outpost, the town played a role in multiple flags over Texas: Spanish, Mexican, Republic of Texas, Confederate, and American. Historical archives document its involvement in early independence movements and frontier diplomacy. According to the 2020 census, Nacogdoches has a population of roughly 32,000 residents. The presence of Stephen F. Austin University continues to shape its demographics, drawing students and supporting a stable service economy. Median home prices, based on recent public listings, remain below larger metropolitan averages, helping sustain a blend of historic preservation and small-town affordability. Brick streets and preserved colonial-era landmarks, including the Old Stone Fort, serve as reminders that Nacogdoches was once the eastern gateway to Texas settlement. Number 8. Gonzales, Texas. Founded in 1825 as one of Stephen F. Austin's original colonies, Gonzales occupies a pivotal place in Texas history. In October 1835, the Come and Take It cannon confrontation marked one of the first skirmishes of the Texas Revolution. By the late 19th century, Gonzales transitioned into an agricultural hub, with cotton and cattle driving its economy. Railroads reinforced its regional trade position, and its courthouse square became a symbol of civic identity. The 2020 census recorded a population of approximately 7,200 residents. Though smaller than its early peak, Gonzales has preserved its historic district, and tourism related to Texas Revolution heritage contributes to local business activity. Median home prices remain modest, and agriculture continues to influence surrounding county employment. What makes Gonzales remarkable is not only its revolutionary past, but how that legacy still shapes local identity nearly 2 centuries later. Number 7. Marshall, Texas. Marshall rose to prominence in the 19th century as a railroad powerhouse in East Texas. By the 1870s, it served as a major hub for the Texas and Pacific Railway, attracting workers, merchants, and political influence. During the Civil War era, Marshall briefly functioned as a Confederate administrative center after Union forces advanced elsewhere. Public records and historical accounts confirm its importance in supplying Confederate operations west of the Mississippi. The 2020 census lists Marshall's population at just over 23,000. While rail dominance faded in the 20th century, education, healthcare, and regional services now anchor its economy. Historic brick depots in the Grand Harrison County Courthouse remain preserved, reminders of an era when locomotives defined prosperity. Marshall reflects how transportation corridors once shaped entire communities, and how those communities endured beyond them. Number 6. Jefferson, Texas. In the mid-1800s, Jefferson was one of Texas's most important inland ports. Steamboats navigated the Red River system, bringing goods and settlers deep into East Texas. By the 1870s, Jefferson rivaled larger cities in commercial activity. But shifting river patterns and railroad expansion diverted trade, and the town's prominence gradually declined. Today, Jefferson's population hovers around 2,000 residents, according to census data. Rather than industrial reinvention, it chose preservation. Its downtown remains lined with 19th-century buildings, many converted into inns and museums. Medium home values reflect its niche as a heritage tourism destination. Walking through Jefferson today, one sees not a boomtown in motion, but a preserved chapter of river commerce history. Number 5. Brownsville, Texas. Established in 1848, following the Mexican-American War, Brownsville emerged as a key border city. Fort Brown anchored U.S. military presence, and cross-border trade shaped its growth. Throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries, agriculture, particularly citrus and cotton, drove regional prosperity. Over time, maquiladora industries and international commerce expanded economic ties with Mexico. According to the 2020 census, Brownsville has a population exceeding 186,000. Its demographic profile reflects deep Hispanic heritage and bilingual commerce. Median home prices remain below the national average, supporting steady population growth. Brownsville's story is one of border identity, shaped by diplomacy, trade, and cultural continuity. Number 4. San Augustine, Texas. Chartered in 1833, played an outsized role in early Texas politics. Known as the cradle of Texas liberty, it produced influential leaders during the Republic era. By the late 1800s, agriculture and timber sustained its economy. Rail access improved trade, but never transformed it into a major urban center. The 2020 census records just under 2,000 residents. Public records indicate modest home values, consistent with rural East Texas trends. Preserved churches, courthouses, and historic homes define the townscape. San Augustine reflects how political influence once radiated from surprisingly small communities. Number 3. Galveston, Texas. In the 19th century, Galveston was Texas's leading port and financial center. Cotton exports, immigration, and banking flourished along its waterfront. Then came the hurricane of 1900, the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history. Historical records estimate thousands of lives lost. In response, the city engineered a massive seawall and raised its grade, one of the most ambitious urban engineering projects of its time. Today, Galveston's population stands near 53,000. Tourism, healthcare, and port operations anchor the economy. Median home values vary widely, reflecting both historic districts and coastal risk. The Strand's preserved architecture reminds visitors that resilience became Galveston's defining trait. Number 2. Laredo, Texas. Founded in 1755 under Spanish colonial rule, Laredo once briefly declared itself the capital of the Republic of the Rio Grande in 1840. Over the centuries, it evolved into one of America's busiest inland ports. International trade defines its modern economy, supported by logistics and customs brokerage. The 2020 census reports a population exceeding 255,000. Public housing data show median home prices remain accessible relative to other Texas cities of similar size. Laredo stands as a living example of border commerce shaping national economic networks. Number 1. San Antonio, Texas. Founded in 1718 as a Spanish mission and colonial outpost, San Antonio anchors Texas history at its very core. The Battle of the Alamo in 1836 became a defining moment of the Texas Revolution. By the late 19th century, railroads connected San Antonio to national markets. Military installations later strengthened its strategic importance. According to the 2020 census, San Antonio's population exceeds 1.4 million, making it one of the largest cities in the United States. Its economy spans healthcare, tourism, military, and technology. Median home values reflect rapid growth over the past decade, yet historic districts preserve centuries-old missions recognized as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. San Antonio represents continuity, from Spanish frontier settlement to modern metropolitan center, where history remains visible in daily life.